One.
Nothing he hasn't seen before, of course. This is his 56th appearance in a ranking final. It's 30 years since his first. 29 years since he first won this British Open. In fact, he couldn't remember who'd beaten in the final. It's actually Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Five.
Yeah, that's a little shake of the head. Didn't really want to be on this red. He wanted to be further up the table to play the red closest to the black. Deep screw here.
6.
Yeah, that's pretty well played, actually. You can play off one cushion for the red that's to the left of the pink, to left corner. The only thing is, I'm not sure the black doesn't pot to right corner. So we'll have to play for pink or blue off this red.
$14.
Just a reminder as we watch this, tonight's final session will be live on ITV3. So ITV3 this evening from 6:45.
Fabulous shot.
20. $21.
The two reds there at the back of the bunch, just above and to the left of the black. If you could somehow find a way to cannon the right hand side one of those, would guarantee leaving one to left corner. And just got the first red. That's not the red he intended to hit, but that is a result and a half. That little flick just at the very end.
28.
Just watch the cue ball here. Just flicks this red and leaves himself on the red to left corner. Just going to be wary of the right middle here. Should be okay. Yeah, nowhere near it.
29.
And you'll be tempted to go into them again here. Basically, you're taking the cue ball over the pink spot. And you think at very worst scenario, you'll have the red to left middle. I think it's worth going into them here. Got into the cue ball too much. Just a couple of times, he's not playing the splits
34.
well. Going into reds, breaking into reds, he's just not getting the right connection on the cue ball. 2 or 3 in the last couple of frames, both off the black and that one from the blue. This is awkward now, very awkward cueing. This is easily missed.
Yes, and it's round about the position in the last frame where he broke down. And of course, didn't get another shot.
$35.
probably be putting the cue ball somewhere in the black cushion here to play the red that's closest to the right corner. He could play for the red to left corner, but because the black doesn't go into the right corner pocket, I think bring the cue ball down to this black cushion somewhere. Got a lot of margin for error. Twice across the table. Yeah, perfectly played.
$41. $42.
John Higgins, of course, grew up in the UK snooker boom of the 1980s. He was a big Steve Davis fan. And then, of course, was inspired by Stephen and his achievements coming from Scotland. He also credits our own Alan McManus with really helping him when he was young. Of course, now, pretty much everyone in the game looks up to him.
$50.
A little tester here to keep the break going. Straight blue to the yellow pocket. Screw the cue ball back. It's a shot that even the cue ball further away from the blue that the players practice for hours and hours. And that's why, because the amount of times you have to play that shot when you don't get position pink or black, you want to keep the break going. It's such an important shot to be able to play well.
$56.
Yeah, coming to the crucial time. This break is 2 pots away from securing it. One good positional shot here. Blue with some 62 in front with 67 on, so after this blue, another red, certainly another colour. Again, it's just another wonderful visit to the table.
61.
Live pot success, 96% John, 98% Mark. It doesn't get much better. That secures the frame.
62.
We're just not missing anything that we're supposed to pot. That's the incredible thing for me.
Yeah, Selby went for a tough long red, left a chance. There was pressure on Higgins here after what happened in the last frame, but this is how he's responded. Be interesting to see if they can keep this up tonight as we get nearer
69.
to the winning line, the pressure comes on. If they do, this will be one of the all-time great finals if it remains close.
70.
Yes, already one of the best sessions of snooker I've ever seen or commentated on. Because you've got both players at the top of their game. A lot of the time you see one player at the top of their game dominating, but
76.
both players are, I say, doesn't get much better than this.
77.
Yeah, in live play, we've only had 5 pots missed, and, you know,
84.
most of those have been difficult pots.
I think Clive would have enjoyed this, David.
Yeah, absolutely. What a fitting tribute to him. 2 players he admired greatly.
92.
Now Higgins has won this frame. Of course he wants 4-4, but the last frame doesn't feel quite so big.
93.
Had it been 5-2 and he would have been sort of hanging on. Anyway, this is for a century. Selby's had one this afternoon. What a final this is. Two giants of the game really bringing it.
100. $102. $105.
Yeah, I must admit, the last 2 or 3 seasons I didn't start to doubt whether John had these performances left in him. Yeah, it's been well documented. He's dropped down the rankings. But
109.
this is phenomenal.
The little shimmy didn't keep the cue ball, but he's done the damage and then some. 109 from the Wizard of Wishaw. Terrific match. One frame to play this afternoon. Selby's lead has been reduced to 4-3.
Well, I think John Higgins knew what was coming up. And Mark Selby playing it deliberately with a pace to... Didn't think of getting the cue ball back in bulk in case he missed it. Deliberately playing it short. It's got a perfect angle in the blue should he want to go into the pink here, but I don't think he will. Because he might block the black up even more. Look at the work on the cue ball. So little effort. That is just timing
6.
and delivery.
$7. Yeah.
Maybe playing for the red. It's closest to the black here, to the right corner. Clearing the black to both pockets. And from that red, you'll be hoping to get an angle in the black to go into the main bunch. So you're hoping to be pretty straight on this red to right corner.
$12.
He's not straight, but it's not a problem. You want to finish sort of level with the black.
13.
Perfect, so into the bunch. I wouldn't have thought I'd be playing this with maximum pace. I just want to bring out maybe 3, 4, 5 reds, leave himself the open red to the left corner. We can only go by reading the body language that
20.
he's not on this red. He's disgusted. He said he was never going to go into them with full pace. But that's unlucky if he's not on this red. There wasn't a red to the right of the cue ball. You'd be able to impart a little bit right hand side and try and get the cue ball round the other one to pot this. Not sure if you can do it. I could.
21.
Might push his hand up to his opponent because he sort of made out that he wasn't on the red at first, and then he's got down and potted it. Because he had to sort of bend the cue ball, couldn't really play for an angle in the black, just had to make sure the pot. So this needs striking of the highest order. I mean, he's just puring every shot.
28. $29. $34. $35.
Didn't choose to play into the pack from the blue because you can see if you go into the pink, it's just going to send those three reds in a line in the wrong direction. So big target from the green. Right hand side cushion, touch your right hand side. Anxious look to see if he's on this red to the
38.
right corner. I think he is. Again, not the worst kiss in the blue. You can drop on this red to the left of the black. To right corner. The best feeling as a snooker player in a final. You're playing this well, you're in the zone, you're seeing everything so clearly. And one shot to the next. Because you're hitting the ball so well. So the game just is so easy. Just comes so easy.
44.
What separates the best from the rest is being able to play this way in the most important matches and finals.
$45.
Yeah, it's where Selby's been for so much of his career. But the last time we saw him, though, on ITV at the Tour Championship, when he lost to Gary Wilson in round one, he was talking about how basically he wanted to pack it in. It just shows you how emotionally, mentally demanding the sport is.
Another example of how good he is at screwing the cue ball here. That's just awesome.
$52.
The angle he's got in this red, obviously he's just going to have to settle for playing a high black. Can't get up for blue. Can't play for pink to right middle. He's got to make sure he pots this red. And say
53.
high in the black. And not sure where Now he's looking at the red next to the pink to right middle. With the angle on the black's quite acute. He's going to really kill the pace of the cue ball here off the cushion with drag. Gone a little bit too far, only because he potted the black thin,
60.
which made the cue ball travel more. It was another beautiful shot.
$61.
Well, the pocket just takes it. He's nicely on the black, and this will leave John Higgins needing a snooker. This is the best Mark Selby's played in a long, long time. He's got better as the tournament's gone on. He's dodged a couple of last gasp defeats along the way. Now he is playing the sort of snooker that saw him reach the very top of the sport. It's been brilliant. But John Higgins has also played to a high standard, so it promises to be some evening.
68.
Higgins is behind, but only by 2. It's first to 10, remember, to be British Open champion.
Yeah, John's
69.
basically had to play his best just to get 3 frames, to be 2 behind. I think both players are inspiring each other this afternoon. Let's just hope it continues tonight.
$76. $77.
Yes, there was a memorable semi-final session at the Crucible that Clive Everton once described as snooker from the gods between Stephen and Ronnie O'Sullivan. And this has been of a similar standard. In a big match for both.
84.
Remember, they haven't won a title for a while, either of them. So there's pressure on to do so. They've both produced the goods, but it's Mark
85.
Selby who is worthy of this lead.
I have to say, this is better than my session with Ronnie. This is better. I mean, as I said, there's not been an easy ball missed. They've potted everything that they're supposed to pot. It's just been incredible snooker to watch.
92. $93.
So the black for the 3rd century of the afternoon, Mark Selby second to really cap a wonderful session of snooker. They will have a few hours to collect their thoughts ahead of tonight's final session, where John Higgins will be clearly looking for a quick start to stay in touch, but by no means out of this yet.
Thank you. 101.
We saw last week Neil Robertson, who'd been in the doldrums for a while, return in fine style to win the English Open. These great players, you write them off at your peril. OK, Selby's been relatively quiet last 18 months, but he's still, Mark Selby, capable of this sort of performance.
108.
Everything has come together, all parts of his game.
Thank you. 110. $113.
Just nothing easy, miss. Look at the live pot success. So in live play, 98% Selby, 95 Higgins. John Higgins has played really well himself. But the man at the table,
117.
well, he has really produced the goods. He must be feeling like he wants to just stay out there. There will, as I say, be a gap now of a couple of hours ahead of what promises to be a very exciting evening.
122. 128.
So it looks like a second total clearance for Selby. He made the 137 in frame 5. Higgins has had a century since. But what a finish to the afternoon's play. 135 from Mark Selby. A simply wonderful session of snooker. And at the halfway stage of the British Open final, it's Mark Selby with the lead. 5-3.